All right, Tracy makes trapezoidal handbags for her friend. She stitches decorative trim along the top, middle, and bottom of both sides of the handbag. How much trim does she need for 3 handbags? So, what you can see here is that we have 6 inches, 9 inches. It says trapezoidal, so I didn't specify that those are parallel sides, but the fact that it says trapezoidal implies a trapezoid, so I'm going to say that this is parallel to this. Okay, and inside of that, we've got this going on here, this trapezoid, which is where these numbers are coming from. So from here to here is 9 inches. From here to here is 6 inches. So that inside trapezoid. So what you can see here is that this distance is the same as this distance, making this a midpoint. This distance is the same as that distance, making it a midpoint. And they're actually the same numbers, so that implies that it's an isosceles trapezoid, but again, it doesn't have to be. As long as I can establish this is a midpoint, and this is a midpoint, if I can establish that information, then I know that this line right here is definitely a mid-segment. Okay. And the property of the mid-segment is its measurement is half the sum of the top and the bottom. So it's the average of the top and bottom. So the mid-segment length is 6 plus 9 divided by 2, which is 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. Unit of length here is inches. So the decorative trim, 6 inches on the top, 7.5 inches in the middle, 9 inches on the bottom. That's what she needs for a bag. It says how much trim does she need for 3 handbags? So she wants to make 3 handbags. For 1 handbag, she needs 6 plus 7.5 plus 9, right? So she needs all 3 pieces. So we just add them all up. 15 plus 7.5 is 22.5 inches. So every single handbag she makes, she needs 22.5 inches of trim. She's trying to make 3 of them, so we simply multiply that times 3. And I haven't really covered decimal multiplication in this class, that's previous classes, just to make sure you remember how to do it. When you multiply a decimal times a whole number, you pretend the decimal's not there. 225 times 3 is 675. Count up the number of decimal places in your product. Oops. So, I'll make that go away. There we go. So within my product, within these numbers, there's exactly 1 decimal place, so there's exactly 1 decimal place in my answer. So 67.5 inches of trim would be necessary for her to manufacture 3 handbags. Oh, I missed something. This is the part about reading the problem correctly. I didn't do that. My bad.
She did it on both sides.
She says bottom, top, bottom on both sides, right? So, we just did the fronts, right? So if we want to do the backs, we need another 67.5. So 67.5 times 2. 0 carry the 1, 5 carry the 1, 1350. So again, decimal multiplication. And 1 decimal place in the product means that we get 1 decimal place. So 135 inches of trim would be necessary to make all 3 handbags. I was going to have like non-stylish handbags, just having the trim on the front, not the back. You'd have to be walking towards people so they don't turn around when they pass you, right? I don't know. So, I probably, if I had done this correctly, reading the problem better, I probably would have gotten this to be 45 to start off with for each handbag and then multiply by 3. But it doesn't really matter when you multiply, as long as all the numbers get multiplied correctly.